Hello, everyone. Welcome to chapter 20, talking about climate and climate change. It's a great chapter, very controversial chapter. So, I wanted to first tell you, before I give you the objectives for this chapter, I want you to take a little time on the side and go on YouTube, search for unstoppable global warming. Unstoppable global warming. I believe that's the title. And look at that. Um, Short, I think it's like 10-minute video. It is a group of scientists that are knee deep studying global warming. They are the experts in global warming. Uh, Led by Dr. Fred S. Singer. They give you an interesting perspective regarding carbon dioxide. Okay, regarding carbon dioxide and the sun, the sun's effect on the earth. So I just wanted you to watch that video. If you have any comments to it, feel free to send me an email. And I have two possible extra credit research papers if you would like to write one. Anybody interested in doing any extra credit is more than I'm more than willing to receive your extra credit between now and the final, which is 3 weeks away. Okay, so by the end of chapter 20, which is titled Climate and Climate Change, you should be able to explain the difference between climate and weather and describe the variables that determine the climate of a region. Recognize the boundaries among the Earth's major climate zones on a map and relate their locations to latitude and proximity to the ocean. Interpret the factors that control the climate conditions that prevail in a region. Describe the techniques that researchers use to reconstruct climates of the past. Explain causes of both long-term and short-term climate change. Discuss how climate has changed in the recent past and describe the consequences of this change. And then finally, you should be able to evaluate evidence concerning modern-day global warming and its causes. Okay. So remember, global warming, it's the unstoppable global warming. That's what I wanted you to look up on YouTube. Again, it's only if you want to. It's not an assignment, a requirement. It's just something for you to learn about. That's a group of scientists. All they do is science. They don't do politics. They only do science. All right. For further thought regarding chapter 20, a fascinating subject is carbon dioxide. For extra credit, you could write a research paper on the carbon dioxide concentration. If the carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere doubled during the next century, which of the values for Earth's energy in your ebook, figure 20.5, go to figure 20.5, and which of the values for Earth's energy in the diagram balance would increase and which would decrease? Okay, I'm going to give you the answer right now, and it's something that I would recommend or encourage one or two of you to write a paper on. And it's here's the answer to the question. If the carbon dioxide concentration in the Earth's atmosphere doubles, the amount of radiation absorbed by the atmosphere, both incoming solar radiation and radiation emitted from the surface, will increase. The amount emitted by the atmosphere to the Earth's surface will also increase. The amount of radiation emitted by the Earth's surface directly into space will decrease. Now, again, I'm going to emphasize, if you decide to write a paper on the carbon dioxide concentration, please, please, please look at the YouTube video by Dr. Fred S. Singer. He has a group of scientists that help him answer the question regarding carbon dioxide. And they're learning that carbon dioxide does not necessarily warm the earth. In fact, they're learning with evidence of over 400,000 years of data through ice core samples that it is the sun that warms the earth. Carbon dioxide increases, the concentration of carbon dioxide increases as a result of the earth warming up due to the sun, which means that carbon dioxide concentration is a lagging indicator of the warming earth, not the opposite. It is very important to know this, that carbon dioxide concentration lags the warming of the sun by approximately 1,500 years or 500 years. It just depends on which part of the data you're looking at. It's also important when in this question, that in this thought process, it's critical thinking that I'm asking you to go through in your mind. If you look at the current data for the current time frame, let's say all the way back to the Industrial Revolution, yes, it is alarming. You must go back 400,000 years before you really put the pieces of the puzzle together. You cannot just look at the last 300 years or so. Okay. Second thought that is possible you could use for an extra credit research paper. It's a completely different thought, but it's also about warming of the earth, because this is the chapter on climate and climate change. Here it is. Mosquitoes carry diseases. Malaria, dengue fever, Zika, you've heard of those, and a number of others. They're dangerous to humanity. The species of mosquitoes that carry such diseases prefer warmer climates. If current observed trends in global temperature change continue, will human populations susceptible to these diseases increase or decrease during the next century? Explain your answer. All right, I'm going to explain it for you, and then recommend or encourage some of you to maybe write a research paper. All right, here's the answer. Human populations susceptible to these diseases will become more prevalent. As global warming takes place, climate belts will shift toward the poles, expanding the zone of warmer climates. So the point is, more people will get sick. More people will increase and populate the earth. It's very complicated to understand whether mosquitoes will cause, the ultimate apocalypse, if you will. A die-off of humans. Most likely that is not going to be the case. But it is a question that is being raised today among scientists, among the Centers for Disease Control, and many others, politicians. No one wants to die of a mosquito bite, right? And how many times do you get bitten by mosquitoes? Quite a bit. So we spray a lot of whatever, off, or some version of off on our bodies. Or we use specific, lotions that, or we have candles with citronella in it, or we place. When I was in the Cub Scouts as a Cub Scout leader, we used to put water in a bag and put it up on the ceiling outside, and that supposedly kept the mosquitoes away. It seemed to work. Who knows? I don't really know. But it's just a thought. These are two thoughts that are being heavily researched today. So maybe you should, maybe one or two of you are interested as well. Okay, that ends it for my discussion regarding chapter 20. Just thought provoking, because I know that this is the end of the semester, and many of you are just, most of you, maybe all of you, are just saying, when is it going to be over? Um, and I appreciate the fact that maybe one or two of you want more. So if that's you, then go for those research papers, or at least one of them. And if you decide not to, no harm, no foul. Some of you may feel like you want to improve your grade, and I highly encourage you. I want you to improve your grade. Okay? Reach out to me. I'm trying to keep up with my emails as best I can. So reach out to me. I also am available on Skype. CARRDJ3. CarDJ3. That's my Skype name. I haven't really used it because no one has called me. So we'll see if it ever works if you ever do use Skype. All right. Thank you.